Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. I mean, we see it everywhere, right? On orange juice cartons, supplement bottles. But the actual clinical reality of what it does inside your body is nothing short of incredible. We're talking about vitamin C. We're going to explore exactly why it's the absolute unsung hero of human biology, and more importantly, why your health completely relies on your daily habits to supply it.
So, I want to kick things off with a pretty profound question. Think about this for a second. What essential nutrient did our bodies just forget how to make? It almost sounds like a trick question, right? But it's a very real biological quirk. Unlike most animals on Earth, which actually synthesize their own supply of this critical element right in their livers, human beings can't do that. Somewhere down the line in our evolutionary history, we lost the ability to produce it. We can't make it, and worse, we can't even store it. That creates this massive biological constraint for us. It means we literally lose it every single day, so the responsibility to replenish it falls entirely on what we decide to put on our plates.
Okay, let's get our clinical baseline down. Vitamin C, or as it's known scientifically, ascorbic acid, is an essential water-soluble micronutrient. Now, water-soluble is the absolutely crucial phrase here. Because it dissolves in water, your body basically just grabs exactly what it needs for its immediate cellular work, and then, well, like a ticking clock, any unused amount is just continuously flushed out in your urine. You literally cannot bank it for tomorrow. You can't just eat a bunch of oranges on Sunday and expect to be good to go until Thursday. This is a strict, daily, mandatory requirement for our survival.
Let's move into Section 1, the superpowers, 3 critical health functions. Think of vitamin C as having 3 core functional pillars. It's basically the builder, the shield, and the key. First, it drives collagen synthesis and wound healing. Second, it gives you powerful immune system and antioxidant protection. And third, it unlocks something called non-heme iron absorption. Let's break down what each of those actually means for you on a daily basis.
All right, let's look at that builder function. Vitamin C is a required cofactor for building collagen. If you picture collagen as the microscopic scaffolding of your entire body, it's the main structural protein for your skin, blood vessels, bones, tendons, even your gums. Now, with optimal vitamin C, that scaffolding is rock solid. Your tissues hold together, and if you get a cut, boom, it heals fast. But without it, wound healing is severely delayed, and honestly, your structural tissue quite literally begins to break down. Your actual physical architecture relies on this daily delivery.
Moving on to its second role as the shield, vitamin C acts as a ridiculously powerful antioxidant. Every single day, your body's basically under attack from free radicals, these really damaging, unstable molecules. And the crazy thing is, just breathing and normal cellular metabolism generates them. That's not even counting heavy environmental villains like air pollution and UV radiation from the sun. Vitamin C swoops in and neutralizes those threats. On top of that, it actively supports the production and function of your white blood cells, literally fortifying your internal immune defenses so they can fight off invading pathogens. Finally, we have its role as the key. The really crucial takeaway here is how vitamin C interacts with other nutrients. Non-heme iron is the kind of iron you get from plant-based foods. Think spinach or lentils. But here is the catch. The human gut actually has a really hard time absorbing non-heme iron on its own. So vitamin C steps in and enhances the bioavailability of that plant-based iron. It basically converts it into a form that your gut can easily soak up. And in the world of global public health, that's not just a fun fact. Pairing vitamin C with plant iron is a vital, life-saving strategy used all over the globe to prevent iron deficiency anemia.
Up next, Section 2, recruiting the hero, best sources and dosages.
75 to 90 milligrams. That right there is the exact daily recommended intake range for the average healthy adult. Now, it's not a massive number, sure, but because of that constant urinary excretion we talked about earlier, it's a number you have to hit consistently, day in and day out, to keep that structural scaffolding and immune shield in top shape.
But hey, there's a very important caveat here. If you are a smoker, listen up. You absolutely must add an additional 35 milligrams to that daily requirement. Why? Well, heavy tobacco smoke exposure introduces a massive flood of those damaging free radicals we mentioned. That creates severe oxidative stress inside the body, so your vitamin C shield gets depleted way faster as it frantically tries to neutralize the toxins from the smoke. That means smokers need a higher daily intake just to maintain a normal baseline. All right, let's go grocery shopping. Under everyday sources, you're going to see the classics. Citrus fruits like oranges and lemons, berries, kiwis, and veggies like red and green bell peppers, broccoli, and tomatoes. But take a look at those tropical superfoods.
A single guava contains over double your entire daily requirement of vitamin C. No way, right? Indian gooseberry or amla is another absolute powerhouse. So the good news is, no, you don't need expensive, trendy supplements. A colorful, varied diet gets you there incredibly fast.
Moving right along to Section 3, the kryptonite, preparation warnings.
Here's the thing, how you prepare your food can literally make or break your intake. Remember, vitamin C is highly heat sensitive, and it's water soluble. So if you overcook or heavily boil your veggies, the heat actually breaks down the molecular structure of the ascorbic acid, and whatever survives that, it just dissolves right into the boiling water. If you dump that water down the drain, you are quite literally dumping your vitamins down the drain. Long storage times degrade it too, by the way. So the best clinical practice, consume these fruits and vegetables raw and fresh whenever you can. But if you really must cook them, lightly steaming is definitely the way to go to preserve that delicate internal chemistry.
Section 4, the consequences of absence, the danger of scurvy.
When severe, prolonged deficiency happens, the results are really dark. The disease is known as scurvy. And look, I know it might sound like a punchline from an old pirate movie, but biologically speaking, it is a terrifying picture of your body's scaffolding literally collapsing. Because collagen can't be synthesized anymore, your blood vessels become super fragile, which leads to bleeding gums and skin hemorrhages. Old wounds can literally reopen because the structural tissue just fails. Your joints start aching due to the lack of supportive tissue, and severe fatigue sets in. It is basically a total systemic structural breakdown.
And the sobering clinical reality is that scurvy isn't just something from the history books. Individuals on highly restrictive fad diets that just totally eliminate fruits and vegetables, they're at serious risk today. People living in areas with low access to fresh produce, what we often call food deserts, are highly vulnerable too. Furthermore, chronic alcohol abuse severely impairs nutrient absorption, and as we discussed, heavy tobacco smoke exposure rapidly depletes your existing stores. So yeah, this is absolutely a modern clinical issue.
So this all builds to a very personal question for you. Are you getting enough vitamin C today, or are you washing it down the drain? Knowing what you know now about how fragile it is, how it completely fuels your internal scaffolding, and how your body just loses it every 24 hours, take a hard look at your daily habits and meal prep. Are you boiling your broccoli until it's just mush, or are you tossing some fresh, raw bell peppers and citrus into your day? The hero is right there in the produce aisle, waiting to be recruited. You just have to make sure it actually makes it into your system. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you next time.